It's the 11th of October and it's time for the 11th film in my 31 Horrors of Mike. I'm absolutely dying with the man flu. I didn't even know if I was going to get to make this review, so please bear with me. I'm trying to medicate the flu with some whiskey. You know, the choice of a new generation. Don't follow my example. Anyway, so today's film is going to be the 2004 South Korean movie R Point. Now, what's interesting about R Point is that it's actually set to the backdrop of the Vietnam conflict. And what's interesting about that is the fact that most of the films revolving around Vietnam that I've seen have all been made by either American filmmakers or have been produced through the American system. So it's interesting to see another country's take, another culture's take on that conflict. It would probably be great to see it actually made by the Vietnamese themselves, but I've not seen any film that's been made by the Vietnamese about the Vietnam conflict. I'm sure they must exist, and if any of you know of them, please do comment below and let me know. But it's still interesting to see the South Koreans make a film on this subject. So R Point is about a group of soldiers who are put together into this small platoon, and they have been given orders to go out to a place called R Point where another group of soldiers disappeared. The catch is that HQ has started receiving transmissions from the soldiers that went missing, and what's even stranger is that as far as they were aware, they were all dead. So this small group of soldiers is sent out to find this other group of men to see what's become of them, to see if they are actually alive. Now, R Point takes place in this area which is sacred towards the local Vietnamese, and for that reason neither the southern Vietnamese or the Viet Cong will actually set foot in this place, so they don't expect to have much resistance in getting there. So it's very much this sort of abandoned place with long grass and large bamboo forests, and it's actually really quite eerie. And that's really the idea. It's the plot of the whole thing. They spend a large part of the film in this large abandoned complex, and that's really the main reason that I've chosen this film, is because of the location more than anything else. The location's absolutely fantastic. It really lends itself well to a horror film, but it's actually filmed in Cambodia at a place called Boker Hill, where which was like a French resort in the 1920s, which obviously became totally abandoned after the Indochina War, and it's just this really, really special, unique location that has actually seen the ravages of the real conflicts there, and it's just got a very, very bloody history. At the moment they're actually trying to renovate it and turn it back into a resort, which is quite interesting. However, that's the main reason that I chose this, and the location itself reminds me very much of Session 9. And if you haven't seen Session 9, definitely go and check that out. And what also reminds me of it is the fact that the structure is the same. It takes the Shining structure, you know, the Shining's like day 1, day 2, day 3, and Session 9 was like that, and R Point is like that as well. It's sort of broken up into separate days. So as the men are there, they start to see strange things. They start to see sort of like phantom soldiers and things like that, and there's questions about whether they're going mad themselves, and can they leave this place as well, as a big theme which is explored within the film. And yeah, I really liked it. I don't think it's absolutely amazing. I think it's worth it for, first of all, the performances are great. The lead actor, and I'm not going to try and butcher his name, but the lead actor in this is fantastic, and one of the coolest guys I think I've ever seen in any film. It really, really is. So cool, and you know, a bumbling fool like myself really appreciates that. And yeah, the performance is all really good. It's shot well. I think there are problems with the fact that the pacing is off a little bit. and the editing, it's weird, it's uneven in places, because there are some images which are quite striking and really quite creepy, and then there are others which should be creepy but for some reason for myself just didn't quite get there. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it. I think it maybe slightly drags in the middle, but it's worth it alone for the performances. It's worth it for the amazing locations that you see, the amazing location that this film is set. And it's really worth it to see other people treat the Vietnam conflict, and give their sort of spin on it as well. So it's a really interesting horror film. I would definitely go and check that out. And the director, I've yet to check out any of his other films. There's one that's supposed to be quite similar called The Guard Post, and I will need to go and check that out. If you've seen things like Death Watch, even things like Outpost, then apparently there are a lot of similarities between the films, or at least some people argue that there is. I don't know why I'm saying apparently. I've seen all 3 films. I didn't think Death Watch was up to much. Some people argue that Death Watch is better than Our Point. I didn't find that. I found that Our Point was much more frightening. As for Outpost, I quite liked Outpost actually. I thought it was quite good. But yeah, I think it's this idea of taking soldiers out into this remote area where there's maybe been conflicts, there's a history, there's like the blood is tangible, the violence is tangible, and there's a real life horror to that. But when you throw in the supernatural aspect to it, it really creates something quite eerie. So that's Our Point. I'm definitely going to check that out. I'll be back tomorrow with another film. Hopefully not feeling like death warmed up, not looking like death warmed up, and hopefully not with a hangover either. So I will see you all tomorrow, and thanks for watching as always. Bye for now. I took a big breath there before I said that. Went bye for now. Don't know why I'm trying to be dramatic. I'll see you tomorrow.